Hey guys, I'm back in East New York. Now you may be wondering why would you come back here when it is dangerous and it is, not the safest place. Well, honestly, I think it's really not that bad and the price is also really doable. Also, I think the other Airbnb options that I wanted were fully booked. So I'm back here and I think in general, I really like this place. I mean, in terms of the layout inside, the security inside, it's great. It's really just me keeping an open, attentive mind when I go outside. So join me on my adventures as I bus in from East New York to New York City today. It's only 5:30 and it's already this dark. That's daylight savings times for you. Yeah, so I think with this area, I think the insides look really clean if you know how to organize. The outsides can be a little cooler, but in general, I think it's pretty good area overall. I think I talked to the Airbnb host, and well, there's two of them, and they're basically like, it's a much. They've lived here for years. They've come back at like 3, 4 a.m. constantly, and they've never had problems. They just told me to stay on certain areas of the neighboring area that are safer when I ask, and that's what I'm doing. So it's a little bit of a walk down to the metro, but within 10 minutes I'll be in the metro, and then it's just about sitting there and waiting for about 50 minutes to get in. And yeah, I think that's the price you pay when it's the holidays and there's limited Airbnb choices, and you wait a little too late to book, and then on top of that, you end up wanting to save some money. Well, that guy was yelling in a very angry manner. Now that said, that happens even in Manhattan. There's always mentally ill. But yeah, almost there. I'm in Manhattan. I made it here safely. Yeah, got on the train, took it for like 45 minutes, got on another connection, and I'm here in Chinatown. There's a graffiti art of Kobe and his daughter, I believe, right in Chinatown. So that's interesting. You can see all the Chinese restaurants here, and yeah, I'm simply going to be going to a place called Wafeng, which is pretty well known because of its cheap eats, and just eating there and then going back. If that fails, there's plenty of other choices here to choose from. Unfortunately, Wafeng is closed today. You could tell by the lack of line, the closed signs, so I'll have to find somewhere else. This is probably the fanciest Chinese restaurant I've been in. Cleanest bathrooms and actual plates for your food rather than paper plates. With all that said, the price of the pork dumplings are still the same as all the others, around $9-10 for 8 of them. It's pretty good. And if the quality is as high as everyone claims, then man, this is well worth it. Well worth it. Bite a little hole into it, cool it down, suck it up. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's nice and juicy, flavorful. Oh, definitely flavorful, not as watery as some of the other places I've been. I like it flavorful, now I don't like it watery. The skin is decent quality too. It's not like so thin that you can barely taste it. It's not super thick either, but pretty solid. Now I'm going to bite into the whole thing. Okay, my rating. I give that a solid 9 out of 10. Probably one of the best xiaolongbao I've eaten. Even including the places I went to in Queens, such as Kung Fu xiaolongbao. I think this is perhaps number one, the best one I've had. Something about the skin. The skin is substantial. The pork is good. You can tell a bad one by the skin. It's just like usually super thin, and then when you bite into the soup, it's super watery. This had none of that. Well deserved. This place has the highest ratings. It makes a lot of sense as to why. Best part is the price is the same. You will have to wait like an hour in line though. There's usually a line out the door, but so fancy too. I got the chicken fried rice, and I got this because it was the most affordable. It was like $13, $14. Probably the cheapest item on the menu with still substantial portion sizes. It's pretty solid too. Got a good amount of really well-made eggs and rice and chicken in there. You can taste it. There's some good chives in there and peas. So prices range from about $15 to $25, $30 for a dish here. It's about 20 bucks on average for like, sesame chicken, or if you want seafood, it's about 25. If you want just the pork dumplings, it's 10. And then they have that special, which is the Peking duck for 50. That's actually a pretty decent deal in Manhattan, at least. I think the only other place that sells decent Peking duck is Peking Duck House, which I think they start at $75 for a duck. So if you want a decent duck, I think this is essentially the cheapest place you can get one. And duck, you gotta try it. If it's roasted right, it's crispy on the outside, it's fatty on the inside. Add that with a good chive and tortilla wrap and duck sauce. It's nothing, tastes like nothing you've ever had before. That's on my budget, but if you're here, try out the duck. Back in East New York, the train there is pretty smooth. Just sat on there for quite a while. Look at the festivities. We're ready for Christmas. Special time of year. Yeah, overall pretty solid day. Pretty simple day too. Yeah, I think living here a long time, I don't know if I would want to do that, because just the commute time, just to get into Manhattan to experience something nice,
be a little much. That's why I think probably living in Queens or upper north Brooklyn would be nice too, because you get that immediate access to Brooklyn and to Manhattan. And you also get all the nearby festivities. But yeah, such is the life. Happy holidays.